The moment things start feeling easy, relaxed, or fun, there's a warning bell that goes off in your head telling you that you're being lazy, isn't there? Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Hey, hey. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the Spirit Speaks Experience. This is Rosemary Lonnie Knight here. I am the prosperity minister and business coach to ambitious spiritual people determined to manifest at least 5 to 10K each month whilst living luxuriously in your purpose. Okay. I help you leave behind the pain, the limiting beliefs of the past and rise victorious in your true design life. I believe your true design life is a free, fulfilled, financially abundant, love drenched life if you will claim it. I show you how to combine the practical with the spiritual to get accelerated real world results that actually last. Okay. And step one to understanding all of this is to get a copy of my book, The Money Manifestation Mastery and Strategic Divine Guidance book. Okay. It will help you understand the essential elements ambitious spiritual people need to manifest money, resources through your gifts, your current skills, your spiritual wisdom, your expertise, your life experience, all of that stuff. Okay. So if you're interested in that, message me the word book or see the link in my bio. Now, we're going to start, as always, by reading our divine download. Divine download, as I like to explain, is when every business day, I sit down with the divine and ask for a message for my community, my paid community, the Deliberate Millionaire Gathering. I share that in group. And what I'm doing is sharing some of the previous ones from last year with you guys. Okay. Can you accept, this is the divine download, listen in. Can you accept that life is meant to be easy? Or would you rather keep struggling for everything and then find that it is not as good as you thought it would be? Can you stop forcing yourself to be what you are not because you think that that is the path to get what you think you want? Can you embrace yourself, your desires, your quirks, and allow you to be the powerhouse behind all you're creating? You hear me, but it seems too easy, too simple, too good to be true. And so you ignore my whisperings and turn towards what you have always known, the struggle to get nowhere good. That seems to be all that is available, but it's not true. Life is meant to be easy, and you have all the power you need to design the life you want. Lean in. Hear my voice within you. Let go of the hard. So that is the divine download for you. Let's disseminate that a little bit. The divine starts by saying, can you accept that life is meant to be easy? And for a lot of ambitious spiritual people, the honest answer, if you really look beneath the surface, is no, not really. I don't really expect it to be easy, actually. You might like the idea of it. You might say you even want it. You may say you want ease. But when ease actually starts to appear, there's a part of you that's thinking, oh, it's too easy. It's too simple. It's too good to be true. I should be working harder. I should be forcing myself to make things happen. I should be doing the thing that I hate because that is how responsible people actually succeed. Surely I cannot just follow what feels good. The whole concept of, which sounds really good, suffer for a few years so that you will enjoy for the rest of your life and whatever. It sounds really good. And under certain circumstances, it's not suffer for a few years. It's actually do a lot of what you love to do for a few years. And then you can enjoy the rest of your life. But it sounds more, I don't know, what's the word? More attractive to when you're addicted to no pain, no gain and all of that stuff. It sounds more attractive to say suffer for a few years and then you'll enjoy the rest of your life and everything and all of that kind of stuff, because we're used to hearing that kind of thing. We take it as gospel truth. Okay. So what happens then is that you turn away from what the divine is actually whispering to you, and you go back to what you've always known: the struggle, the forcing, the proving, the overthinking, the self-denial, the sacrifice, the hard road that hasn't actually taken you anywhere that feels completely fulfilling. I mean, it's got you so far, but it's the so far you've got to is not actually where you want to be, really. Okay. Anyway, we're going to look at 5 ways to let go of the hard and allow life to be a heck of a lot easier than you've allowed it to be. Because the divine does say, life is meant to be easy, and you have all the power you need to design the life you want. So number 1, stop using your current existence as the measure or the standard. Okay. The life you're currently living, you now use it as the measure for everything. Even though it's not actually the life you want, you're not that fulfilled in it, but you still use it as a measure. So that how you got here is how you think you're going to have to get to the next place. So you use your current existence and the journey to your current existence as the measure for how you're going to get to your new place. So you built your current existence, which is fairly unfulfilling for you, but you built it through hard, horrible work, uncomfortable work, unfulfilling work, sacrifice and force and pushing and performing for everyone and being sensible and being responsible and doing what you were told would work. You dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's and all of that stuff. You did everything. And yes, it does look good. As I said, it will take you so far. It does look good to the people around you. Most people will think that you are doing fine and you should be grateful and all of that stuff. But you know how you feel inside. You know that you're not actually succeeding in the way that you would like to succeed. You know that there's a difference between the life that you want to be living and the life that seems respectable to everybody else. You know that there's a difference between just surviving and actually living luxuriously in your purpose. You know there's a difference between doing just well enough as opposed to really being free, fulfilled, financially abundant, love drenched. And yet, when you come to make that transition to the life that you actually want, you use the same standards that created this current existence. Hello, Gitty. Hello. You use this current existence as the standard on how you're going to build the next existence. You think, well, it felt hard for me to get here, so it's going to have to feel hard for me to get to my next life. I had to struggle to get here, so I'm going to have to struggle to get there. And when you think about it, well, yeah, if you do the exact same things that you did to get to this unfulfilling existence, why do you think it's going to get you to a better existence, really? When you think about it, it's kind of crazy when you really stop to think about what you're actually doing. You're trying to create that free, fulfilled, financially abundant, love drenched life using the same emotional, same energetic rules, the same actions, even that created the life that you're trying to leave behind. And the divine says, can you stop forcing yourself to be what you are not because you think that that is the path to get what you think you want? Can you? Can you? Okay? Because it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Notice when you are forcing yourself to be what you're not. Notice when you're using your current life as the standard for the fulfilling life you expect. It's not going to work. Really think about what I'm saying here, and that's what you do all the time. That quietly you compare what you're doing to what you did. But why are you doing that? Because if what you did could get you to the life you want, it already would have. So your current existence and how you got there is not the measure. It's not the standard. Okay? Number 2, start really listening to yourself again. Start really listening to yourself again. If you're going to let go of the hard, start really listening to yourself again. The divine says, lean in, hear my voice within you. But how can you hear the divine within you when you continually dismissing yourself? How can you trust the divine within you when you keep treating your discomfort as irrelevant? So if you really listen to what's going on inside of you, you know that you do know a simpler, easier path to the life you want, but you do not trust what you're hearing within you. The divine is speaking to you, but you're not trusting what you hear. You force yourself into places, conversations, jobs, strategies, relationships, routines that feel wrong, and you ignore the tightness in your chest, the ongoing anxiety within you. You ignore all of that. You ignore the tiredness, the feeling of being drained inside of you. Ignore the fact that you feel quite resentful of certain people in your life. You ignore all of that. You ignore the heaviness. You ignore that quiet inner, no, this is not the way. You tell yourself, I should be able to handle it. I should not feel this way. I'm just being dramatic. I'm being lazy. I'm being selfish. I always get things wrong anyway. So then you keep expecting somehow that you're going to walk this unhappy journey and somehow get to a happy ending. It's not going to work. There is no, I say this all the time, there's no happy ending for an unhappy journey. No, there's no happy ending to an unhappy journey. Okay? So take a moment. Forgive yourself for not listening to yourself. Forgive yourself for demeaning the insights that you have been receiving and you're ignoring. Forgive yourself for treating yourself as invalid. As invalid. There's a part of you that really does see what you think, what you feel, it's not relevant. It doesn't matter. It's what everybody else tells you to do, what you've been told to do, the way you've always done things. You think that is the way, the only way. You call yourself insufficient all the time. And you're not always listening to yourself saying this about yourself. You just disregard yourself. And so, even though inside of you there is the way to the life you want, you are not listening. You are not listening. So, again, forgive yourself for making other people's voices louder than your own internal knowing. And then make yourself a new promise. I will be my greatest champion. I will listen when my body speaks. When my soul speaks, I will listen. I will listen when my energy changes and notice what I'm feeling instead of disregarding it. I will listen when discomfort tells me something is off. I will stop making myself wrong for knowing what I know. I'm not saying that it's anyway. We're going to talk about the tension sometimes that comes with this transition, but you still make a commitment to yourself again that you're going to start listening to you again. Start listening to you again. Start listening, because sometimes the divine is whispering to you to take a break. Stop. Leave that alone. Or do it your way, even though your way seems completely different from what other people would say that you should do. Create the thing that feels alive. Stop forcing yourself into that relationship, or stop trying to make that relationship work that is not wanting to work. Stop, copying somebody else's strategy when it doesn't even feel good to you. Go outside, dance a little bit, sometimes laugh, play, be with the divine. So ask yourself, where am I disregarding my own discomfort? Where am I forcing myself to go through an unhappy journey, hoping that at the end it's going to be amazing and happy, even though you can see that it doesn't feel as if it's going anywhere good, but you're ignoring it. Where are you not listening to yourself? Where are you not listening to yourself? Okay. And number 3 is choose the easier path. Actually choose the easier path. Now, the divine did say the life is meant to be easy and you have all the power you need to design the life you want. So choose the easier path. Choose the easier path. Ask yourself, I like to get my clients to ask through the day, what is the best, most joyous thing that I can do next to bring my vision to life? And sometimes the answer to that question is unexpected. Sometimes the answer to that question is actually go watch some TV for a bit. Okay. Sometimes it is. I know for me, for a very, very long time, when I was building my business and everything, I decided I wasn't going to allow myself to read fiction. I wasn't going to allow myself to watch TV. I wasn't going to. In fact, I took out all the pleasures of life. Basically, telling myself that I had to use all of my time, which, okay, I was bringing up 3 young children. So there was an element of, yes, I need to kind of fit my work in between the cracks of when the children don't need me and all of this, because I'm home educating them and building a business and all of that. So I get it. And yet, it's almost like I had decided that life was going to be lived later on. But life is happening now. Even in the process of you making that transition into the life that you want, life is happening now. Okay? So, continually delaying your enjoyment and your pleasure, it's not great. It's not a great thing to be doing. Okay? Sometimes you just need to watch TV. Sometimes you just need to just relax and do nothing. Sometimes you need to just have fun, go dancing, do whatever. And sometimes, yes, you do need to do the work. But the work doesn't have to be something horrible. Sometimes people come to me as business coaching clients, expecting that I'm going to make them do certain marketing strategies that do not feel good to them. And I'm like, no, honey, there's 20 million ways you can market your business. Why we have to do the thing that you don't want to do? When we could do the thing that you don't mind doing and just do a lot of what you love to do. Do a lot of what you love to do, rather than a lot of what you hate to do and then wonder why the journey feels horrible and then you don't actually really get where you want to go. Because however you get to the goal, you're going to have to maintain that. Okay? You're going to have to maintain that. So again, no happy ending to an unhappy journey. So, okay? So take the easier path. I remember when I was growing up, I remember my sister used to tell me, oh, Rosemary, you're always looking for the easy road. And at that point, I used to feel ashamed that, oh, maybe I'm really lazy and maybe I shouldn't be looking for the easy road. Now it's like, yeah, I am. Of course, I'm always looking for the easy road. Why would I deliberately look for the hard road? And why do you deliberately look for the hardest path to where you want to go when there's millions of ways to get to anywhere? Why choose the hardest way? Because what? So who are you trying to prove something to, really? Take the easy road. Take the easy road. Do something. Do things that feel good. Find things to that lift your spirits. That when you're doing it, you come away from doing it feeling energized. Okay. Again, looking at that, the first point I made here, you stop using the way you built your current existence as the measure for how you're going to build your free, fulfilled, financially abundant, love joint life. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You already tried and you didn't get to fulfillment. So why do you think you're going to get anywhere good by continually doing things you do not want to do? Okay. So find things that you love doing. Find the easy road. Stop feeling as if it's some kind of badge of honor when everything is really hard. Your life is happening now. Your life is happening now. Your life is happening now, my loves. Do not keep delaying. Oh, when I do this, then I will. When I've achieved this, then I will. No, now is the time to be enjoying your life. Right now. Okay, not when everybody understands you, not when the house is sorted, not when the business is working and the money has arrived and all of that stuff. Now. Stop delaying everything good until some future moment. Incorporate as many fun things as possible into your life now. Live whilst joyously building your life. Do a lot of what you love to do. Stop forcing yourself to do just the things you hate to do. Allow your life to be easy. That includes relationships, guys. That includes relationships. Some of y'all are forcing yourself to be in relationships that feel really draining. And you tell yourself, I have to be here because these relationships are too sacred for me to leave behind. No. I'm sorry, but that is really. Sometimes the relationships are the things that are draining you more than anything. Stop giving your life force to connections that leave you feeling smaller and heavier and resentful and guilty and trapped. Enough. The whole duty and, oh, I have to do this and I have to do that for this person and I'm meant to be. Question that stuff. Again, what is the best, most joyous thing I can do next? Then do that. Maybe it is to cancel something that you do or you're dreading. It's like my daughter asked recently about something she wasn't sure she wanted to do. And sometimes giving yourself, and I said to her, just give yourself the choice. As in, I can go to this thing, and if I don't like it, I will leave when I'm ready to leave. Rather than, oh, if I go and then everybody's going to want me to stick around and then I'll feel really guilty if I have to leave. And so already you're planning for how it's going to be horrible. And some of y'all do this. Instead of giving yourself the choice, like, you know what? I'll try this thing out. If I don't like it, I'll walk away. Regardless of what anybody else thinks about it. In fact, I might even give them a heads up ahead of time that, okay, yes, I might do this for a little bit, but if I don't like it anymore, I will have to leave. Or if I run out of time, I'm going to have to leave. Sometimes just giving yourself choice as opposed to thinking that I have to do something will help you to enjoy doing the thing. Maybe just the choice allows you to actually walk away from doing the thing. Allow your life to be easy. Choose the easier path. So, questions to actually ask yourself. What am I forcing that I could just release? What am I forcing myself to do that I could just let go of? Yeah? What have I made hard because I don't trust that life can be easy? What do I love to do that I keep postponing? Okay, number 4. Expect the divine to speak through all of life. Something that ambitious spiritual people do sometimes is expect that the divine is only going to speak when you're meditating or when you're doing serious spiritual work, when you're praying, or when you're, doing whatever you do, your spiritual things. Please give us tips to receive abundance and more wealth. These are tips to do that, my love. Basically, receiving abundance and wealth. Get a copy of my book, but also listen to this stuff. Some of y'all think that if it was just some practical tips, trick, and strategy that would make everybody really wealthy, you'd already be able to do it. So you listen to this stuff and you think, oh, it's too woolly, it's too whatever. And in the meantime, you're draining yourself, staying in a life that you do not love, and wondering why your money is not working. Your money is not working because you're not doing some of the stuff that I'm talking about right this minute. Okay. So anyway, carrying on. Number 4, expect the divine to speak through all of life. Yes. So not just when you're praying, not just when you're meditating. So even as I just said to you about doing, finding the pleasurable things in your life and doing them. So watching TV, watching those cat videos that you like, basically. And yes, I'm not saying don't do the practical things that need to be done. Of course, there's strategy stuff that needs to be done. But as I said, there are fun ways to do things that align with you. Through all of that, the divine can speak to you. Whilst you're watching that Netflix show, the divine can speak to you. When you're reading that, watching that cat video, the divine can speak to you. The divine can speak to you when you're having sex. The divine can speak to you whenever through anything, but not only when you are doing some spiritual ritual. And yes, of course, I'm not saying don't do the spiritual rituals, but the divine can speak through everything, through work, through play, through sex, through rest, through laughter, through dancing, through conversations, through fiction, through cut videos, through the shower, through your body, through your desires, through your irritation. The divine can speak through anything. Stop limiting the divine and thinking that the divine is only going to speak through certain spiritual actions. Okay? The divine says, you hear me, but it seems too easy, too simple, too good to be true. And so you ignore my whisperings and turn towards what you have always known. You ignore my whisperings and turn towards what you have always known. And that's what's happening, because the divine is trying to get through to you, but you are telling you're feeling guilty because you're chilling. You're feeling guilty because you're chilling out. And so you don't think the divine can speak through that because you think that when you're chilling out, you're being lazy. And so you're feeling guilty about being lazy. And so in the meantime, you're shutting down the divine's voice because, of course, the divine can't speak to me whilst I'm just sitting here doing nothing. Oh, this is too lazy of me. It's not. It's not. It's not. You want to create an abundant, wealthy life? Let it be fun and allow the divine to speak through fun. Okay? Allow the divine to speak through fun. Now, for some of y'all, your conditioning, unfortunately, means that you filter everything the divine is trying to say through some old ideas that have been planted in your brain, maybe through religious dogma or cultural whatever. You think the divine can only come to you in a certain way, and unless he sounds like the Bible or something, then it's not the divine. And so you limit the divine into this box that you've decided this is where the divine must fit. And if it doesn't sound like this, it must be me being stupid or me being lazy or the Satan or something, depending on your religious background, basically. And sometimes you don't know you're doing this. And this is where getting support is very helpful, because you need to be able to hear the divine as much as possible without distorting what you're hearing based on, or without filtering what you're hearing based on your own old beliefs that you're trying to get rid of. Because sometimes if you don't know that old belief is still there controlling you, you filter what the divine is saying through that belief. Okay? You're filtering everything that the divine is saying through the old path, through the familiar misery. Okay? And you need to notice this. If in doubt, get support. Come and work with me. I will help you see things differently, help you realize when the divine is actually speaking and you're ignoring it because it doesn't sound like what you think it should sound like. So anyway, questions to ask yourself. Where do I only expect the divine to speak in serious spiritual moments? Do I allow the divine to speak to me when I'm having sex? Do I allow the divine to speak to me while I'm reading some stupid book about nothing? Do I allow the divine to speak to me when I'm just doing anything, having fun? Do I allow the divine to speak to me through that, through any of those things? Or do I think the divine can only speak to me when I'm being super spiritual? Ask yourself these questions. And number 5, stay in the tension of choosing ease. Because yes, this stuff that I'm saying to you will feel tense as you're making that transition. It will feel uncomfortable. It will feel like, oh, maybe I am being greedy and lazy, and who am I to expect the divine can speak to me whilst I'm being lazy? It will feel like, yeah, you'll feel tense, okay? You'll feel strange. You'll wonder if you're deluding yourself. You'll think, can I really just sit here just watching TV? I'm just going to become a slob. I'm going to become lazy. Am I ruining everything? Surely I need to force myself to do that thing I don't want to do, but feel that I should do it. After all, that guru said that this is the only way to build my business and make the money that I need to make, and I have to do it that way. Really? Are you sure? But there's a tension because you're changing. There's a tension because you're changing. You're stepping out of your comfort zone. And it's crazy that to choose the easier path, to choose the easy road, can feel uncomfortable at the start. It will feel uncomfortable, okay? But you need to stay in the tension of change. Don't run back to, oh no pain, no gain. I need to do everything hard. I need to sacrifice everything. That's the only way for things to work. No. If anything, start paying attention to the voices, the critical voices you're hearing in your head. Who Who are those voices? Are you still listening to the voice of your mother, your father, your pastor, your teacher, your boss, your ex-partner, your current partner even? Maybe it's the voice of your old church, your old religious organization, an old workplace, an old version of you. Those are the voices that you're still listening to, and you're still allowing them to control you. And yeah, so when you start to do things that are unlike what you have done to date, it's going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to wonder if you're getting it wrong, but you are not. You are growing, and growth can feel uncomfortable as you step into a more easy version of your life. And yes, also, as you're choosing ease, you might go too far the other way. You might rest more than you're expected to rest, or watch more TV than you planned to, or you might do these things where you go way too far the other way. Allow yourself, because you have been pushing, you have been like tight, you've been restricting yourself for so long that yes, once you kind of let loose of the cage, you might kind of go slightly crazy for a bit. It's okay. It's okay. You will come back. You will come back. If it feels really and you're not really sure or whatever, then get support, guys. Sometimes because you've lived a certain way for what, 30, 40, 50, 60, God knows what years, it's so difficult to know when you're stepping onto the actual right path, because the right path is going to feel wrong. The right path is going to feel wrong. You're going to feel guilty. And because you've been trained to think that guilt is some kind of measure of your conscience and whether you're doing the right thing or wrong thing, you don't realize that your guilt is actually your conscience, your guilt. It's all part of your programming. You feel guilty about things that people told you you're supposed to feel guilty about. When last did you really question why you're feeling guilty, even? Sometimes you really need that support because you are so trapped. You don't see when you're freeing yourself. Freedom starts to feel like bondage, or no, it doesn't feel like bondage. It feels like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, am I losing the plot? Ah! When actually you're stepping into freedom. But it's so unusual to you, it feels uncomfortable. But yes, as I say, you will probably go. It's like that child that's been brought up in a really restricted home that leaves home and is like, I'm gonna do everything. And then you find yourself doing that. And then you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Calm down. Calm down. Get support. Yeah. Come and work with me. Come on, let's have a conversation. Let's work together. Get you manifesting that 5 to 10K, doing the things that you're actually meant to be doing. And also doing this stuff, sorting out this stuff under the surface that is keeping you trapped. Okay? Don't go back to the old way. Just because the old way feels comfortable, it didn't get you where you wanted to go. In fact, you are absolutely certain of that because you've already tested it out and your inner life you do not like. So going back to doing exactly what you did to create that life is not wisdom. Just because you feel uncomfortable as you're stepping into a new existence, it just means that you're starting something new. You're starting something new. Okay. So what tension comes up when you allow life to be easier? Notice it doesn't mean you need to run back to the past. What would help you stay in place until the new way of living life easier becomes normal? Ask yourself these questions. Again, get support if you're not really sure how to do this stuff. Okay, so 5 ways. The 5 things that I've talked about here is stop using your current existence as the measure. Start really listening to yourself again. Choose the easier path. Expect the divine to speak through all of your life and stay in the tension of choosing ease. Again, the divine says life is meant to be easy, and you have all the power you need to design the life you want. Okay? If you are uncertain of how to play this stuff out so that you are creating that abundant life, that free, fulfilled, financially abundant, love drenched life, then, honey, one, go and get a copy of my book, The Money Manifestation Mastery and Strategic Divine Guidance book. It will start you with very practical tips on how you can build that business from what is inside of you, that purpose-led income path. It will start with that. It will also take you into other areas as well where you're struggling with money manifesting and all of that stuff. So go get the book. It's either the link in my bio or you can message me the word book and I'll get the link over to you. So let's end this by saying the love prayer together. If you can see my screen, then you will see it on your screen. If you can't see my screen, then you just say it with me anyway. If you listen to this enough times, you'll start to learn it. Okay, hands on heart and deep breath in and out. Your love dissolves all doubt. Your love dissolves all fear. Your love keeps me focused. Your love keeps me clear. Your love dissolves all guilt. Your love dissolves all shame. Your love keeps me focused. Your love keeps me in the game. Your love dissolves regret. Your love dissolves despair. Your love restores my hope, my peace, my joy. Your love restores my youth and my years. Your love dissolves resentment and envy. Your love dissolves hate and rage. Your love dissolves any bitter root within me. Your love rebuilds my self trust and my faith. Your love flows freely through me right now, resolving, dissolving, evolving. Your love flows freely through me right now, harmonizing and adjusting. Your love flows freely through me right now, resolving, dissolving, evolving. Your love makes me magnetic to the desires of my heart. Take a moment right now to see those goals, to see that vision, see it fulfilled, and allow divine love to just flood over that picture within you. I feel your love propelling me forward into greater and greater financial prosperity right now. Money, wealth, riches are flooding into my life from everywhere and in great abundance with ease and with speed. Yes. Thank you. Okay, then, my lovelies, until the next time, go forth and prosper and put these things to the test in your life. Much amazing love.